Well, here we are. It's Wednesday. We have made it through a week. I'm going to just tag a couple of people here. All right, we've made it through half of the week. So I'm going to start going through today's topic. Before I do that, yesterday we covered a lot on unemployment. And this is part 3 today of 5 in a series. Monday, Tuesday are done. I'm doing Wednesday right now. Thursday we'll have one, and Friday we'll have one. So it's a 5-part series basically related to real estate and the economy, all around the pandemic and some of the information that I've been able to gather. I'm basically trying to get people to learn some simple terms about economics so that they can do their own research and get comfortable with where they think the economy is going to go as we start to move back into some kind of a normalcy. So I wanted to post these videos this week and get everybody up to date on what's happening and what the experts are talking about. So I'm not really making mad predictions. I'm just bringing information so that you can decipher it yourself. And depending on your own personal experience, for each of us it's different, then you can decide on where you think things are going to go and what decisions you'll make based on that. So today's topic was the impact that real estate has on the economy, which is actually pretty significant. Oh yeah, I wanted to go back to yesterday. I talked about the economy, and I did get a little bit of an update. The numbers for April will be out on Friday. There'll be a full report about the unemployment. There is an estimate that in the last week, they'll probably add somewhere around 2.5 million more new applicants for unemployment, which will put us about 32 million, which is 10 million higher than the lowest job unemployment numbers that go back to 2007 before we started the recovery. I probably will do a live video next week and give you some updates on what they say about unemployment, but I did want to give you that little tidbit before I start today. So I'm going to take you through why I think real estate, not why, but why it has a great impact on the economy. So think about it. One home sale creates a tremendous amount of business for a lot of people. So the total economical impact of real estate as it relates to industries is pretty huge. So let's just talk about, I have notes to refer to here, but let's talk about one home sale. This is a national average. Know that in Southern California, all these numbers are going to be higher. But one home sale in the U.S. accounts for putting $84,724 into the market. That's huge, right? I know since most of my followers here are in California, so it's more than double that. So in California, as you would well imagine, just the basic price of a home on top of services being higher because the cost of living is higher here. One home sale here in Southern California accounts to $177,000 being put back into the economy. I'm just going to name a few people that end up getting involved. So there's your loan officer that makes money. The title company makes money. The appraiser makes money. I make money as a real estate agent. The escrow company makes money. A home warranty rep. The termite company. Any repair workers that have to come in and fix things before it closes. The stager, if you have to stage your home. Painters that have to come in and prep your home. Hardware stores. Heat and air. Flooring. Window coverings. And then think about it. All those products, like how do they get the air conditioner to Home Depot? That's transportation. So think about how much business is stimulated by one home sale. It's huge. So one of the figures that I got here that I think was pretty important is In California, Oregon, and Washington, and Colorado, those are all states where it's over, and Massachusetts, all over 100,000 for every home sale, which is pretty big. And then in the West, the next runner-up between $75,000 and $100,000 back into the economy is Nevada, Idaho, Wyoming, Utah. It's very heavy on the West. Arizona, Texas, Minnesota, New York, that whole New England area, and Florida, big contributors to the economy. And then everything else kind of falls right in that $50,000 to $75,000. So that's a huge impact that housing has on the economy. And the reason why I bring it up is I absolutely guarantee you that real estate will be one of the huge drivers of the economy coming back. The building, new construction of homes, as well as resale of homes that already exist. The other thing I wanted to touch on today was because home ownership is such a huge impact on the economy, I think I've heard a lot of, remember I talked yesterday about the bears and the bulls, and some people saying, oh my God, everything's going to go into foreclosure. I've talked to a few buyers that haven't ever purchased a home in the past. Oh, I'm going to wait. The prices are going to come down 200,000 or 300,000. I think a lot of these people are thinking about what happened back in 2007, which was a completely different thing. That crisis was created by real estate and predatory lending, basically. A lot of people lost their homes. They got bad loans. When their fixed interest rate went into a variable, their mortgages were twice as much. We also had a huge decline in employment. About 22 million people were unemployed during 2007. So all of that really impacted. My house price just doubled per month, and now I have no job, or I've been asked to cut back on the number of hours. A lot of things happened back then. Nothing like a pandemic. Now, of course, we say the word pandemic and it's like, oh my God, the sky is falling. I really don't think so. I think they need to use real estate as one of the driving factors that brings the economy back. Because think about all of the people that get work behind the housing. All of the people I mentioned earlier in the video. Another thing that's happening today that people aren't aware of is the tremendous amount of equity in these homes today. So a national picture, we know the numbers are typically double when we look at national numbers on anything. They're doubled in Southern California or in California, period. But I think you'd be surprised to find out that 41% of all homeowners have paid off their home, number one. Another, almost 17% of homeowners have paid off somewhere between 60 and 99% of their mortgage. So that's like huge equity that they have. 12% have 41 to 60% equity, and 21 to 40% have 15% equity. So it's a very small amount, about 13, 14%, that haven't paid off their mortgages. And I am going to tell you that I believe those people that fall in that category, if they were laid off from their job and they're not returning to their job, it's a job loss period, and they need to find another job or figure out how they're going to get back into the workforce, and that turns out to be a very big challenge for them. A month goes by, 2 months goes by, there is no stimulus check, or the stimulus check isn't enough to pay the mortgage. I think we will see people that bought a home in the last 2 to 3 years using a low down payment, such as an FHA loan, may be struggling. Now, not all of them, but those that fall in that little category. It's about, like I said, I would say about 14%. And then of those 14%, it's the people that aren't going back to work as we start to move back into normalcy. So heed that warning if you fall into that category. However, I am going to tell you the number I've been looking for, I mentioned this yesterday, is of the people that have filed unemployment, what percentage of those were furloughed? Meaning, company says, look, we're not out of business, but we're not essential, so we can't work right now. You're going to have to file unemployment until they tell us we can come back, which probably over the next 30 days, most of these people will go back, is actually as high as 65%. Now, I'm supposed to get better figures, when I say better, more accurate figures on that when they bring out the unemployment report for April at the end of the week. So I will probably come on next week and get you updated on that. But that's a good sign. I mean, it's not a good sign if you're on the losing end of that. And I don't want you to think that that isn't important to me or that the public doesn't care about that. We do. And hopefully we'll all be able to come together and get you back on your feet. And maybe we'll be in a situation not as bad as it feels right now economically. So that's a pretty big pie chart there. So that in total, 58.7% of all Americans have at least 60% equity. So they don't need to foreclose. They don't need to be a short sale. If they're out of work permanently, people that fall into that category of equity, they'll just sell their home and take their equity and either live simpler, rent for a while, get back into the market later, or buy a smaller house or move out of the area. And when I'm saying all that, think about it. There's going to be real estate for sale. So that means that real estate is going to be contributing to the economy. And that's exciting for me, of course, being a real estate agent. That's good news. And I think it's good news for the economy. People don't realize how important it is that housing stays healthy. So send a positive message out to the public, people that are out there walking around, that you don't think the sky is falling and why. I gave you some stats. So today at the end of this broadcast, I'm going to download the visuals from yesterday's conversation, which was about the GDP and unemployment. You'll have those visuals. The visuals from Monday were posted as well, so you'll be able to go back and look at those. The videos are being posted so you can re-watch them. And then tomorrow I'll post some videos on what I just shared with you today, and I'm going to do this through the whole week. It's been a bit of a challenge. I've been doing some research and spending a lot of time on this to bring you this value while I'm here at home. I hope it's helping people out and calming down any anxiety, especially if you're a homeowner and you're wondering what's going to happen. Tomorrow I'm really excited because I'm going to be in my wheelhouse for sure, because I'm going to share with you exactly what's going on currently in real estate, share some sales figures with you, what's happening locally, and what some of my short-term predictions are, and what we're doing to keep real estate safe, and some of the changes and adjustments we've made. I think you'll find it really interesting. Until then, please stay safe, be well, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. If you have any questions, post them down here, and I'll make sure I respond. Bye-bye.